What's going on, everyone? It is Paul, the 920 Trader with 920 Trading and Trading Decoded. Today is Friday, March 8th, 2024, and this is how we traded SPY today. So, guys, we're still dealing with all of these all-time highs. But first, if you like our videos, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Don't forget to turn on your notifications so you can be notified when we drop new content, which is just about every day. And every now and again, we do something on the weekends also. So don't forget to share and subscribe and, all that kind of good stuff. Leave us a comment. We would greatly appreciate that. So this is how we did it today. We looked at the pre-market high way up here at 516.81. So we got a big swing up here, 516.81, pre-market low, all the way down to 413.17. So I'm thinking, I got $3.50 to move from the top to the bottom, or whichever way it wanted to go. So these are the lines that we had on the chart so far. Again, we got pre-market high, we got pre-market low. We have a 30-minute pre-market triple bottom in this area. So we're going to watch this area very closely, 513.41. We have a 30-minute zone left over from yesterday at this area, 514.62. The gap, this is the daily gap left over from yesterday, folks. So about 514.87, that's where we closed yesterday. So now let's see if we can go shoot that gap in a 30-minute zone right here and a 30-minute pre-market double top at this area. So again, 516.26, 516.26. Let's see how she played out. So we're looking for that fresh cross right off the gate, folks. We're looking for that. Well, as you can see, what we have here is I took this play really early because I had one of those golden crosses, a golden cross really, really early in the day, folks. That is where we get a 920 VWAP and POC cross on the same candle. Tried to take me out of the candle, but I was using, I used VWAP. I didn't want to use this 30-minute zone. I would have, I guess, if I had to, but I didn't have to. Using VWAP as my stop, and it just started cruising along. So, took out the pre-market high without too much problem. And then at that point, what are we doing? We're looking for pivot points, folks. So what did we do from a pivot point standpoint? Well, we had a pivot point here. We had I don't think this was a pivot point, and we had another pivot point way up here that we were looking for 518.39. And again, folks, we're still in all-time high range. So we don't have any historical context so we have to look for these pivot points or other points of reference on the chart. So I took out the trade right in here at this pivot point, had a hard time getting up. So I said, you know what, when we breached it back to the downside, I took it off the table, maybe a little bit early, should have relied on my 9 for support. But again, I didn't do that. So after that, we had this beautiful cross to the downside, kind of bounced around a little bit. I took a play right in here. And here is the why behind taking this play in here. Well, number one, we're an up trading day. I knew I had support sitting down here at 517.21. Again, this pivot point. So I thought, you know what? We got this cross to the upside. I was trying to breach this area back to the upside, breach to this upside. It closed again down below the 9. And again, I thought it was a pretty good play. At the time, it wasn't. Didn't work out so well, but, we play the probability games, folks. That's all we are interested in, the probabilities. As a trader, we are not reliant on a single trade to make it as a trader, but rather a series of trades over a long period of time. So I got out of those calls and said, you know what, we could be doing something to the downside. So I got into puts right in here and rode this down to this level. And at that point, I'm thinking, okay, we've got that 30-minute pre-market double top. So I also had a quad bottom on the 5-minute at this very level on the 5-minute. Took the trade off the table and it was a decent trade. It was a nice trade back to the downside. So I thought, you know what? Let's see if we can get a continuation play out of this thing. Again, took this trade right in here. You could have stayed in this thing the entire time. Let's look at that 3-minute, see what that 3-minute was doing in this area. Look, it just went lower and lower and lower, and I just gave up the rest of the day by looking at it like this. But took these trades in here. Now, we got into this little range in here where we had like 60 and 70 cent candles. This was a really, really difficult range to trade, folks. And the result of these big candles is it kept me out of the cleanest move of the day. We had this double cross to the downside, which was a smart play. But again, I didn't trade it. I wish I would have been in this trade. And I told the folks in the group, I said, well, we got a double cross to the downside. We breached this level for 514.31. Again, that's that 30-minute triple bottom. Not a whole lot of risk in that play. I didn't take the trade. Didn't take it. You know what? That's just one of those things. It happens. You miss trades. Now, here's another beautiful trade back to the downside. Was I in this one? No. What I was doing was I was eating a delicious lunch at this time, so I missed this play too. Now, I came back from lunch right around in here, only to find that we had bounced out of this zone down in here, 511.31, 511.31. This was, let me go to the higher time frame and show you the why behind the 511.31. So 511.31, if we look this area, let's go to the 30-minute. So 511.31 is this set. It's a double bottom from Wednesday. So double bottom. I said, you know what? Let's see if we can make some move. Or there's a line there. Now, what I also did was I looked at my 15-minute chart. So I'm looking for stair steps. Remember those stair steps on the 15. So we got a line right here at 512.12. We got another line here at what do we got? 512.79. So we got these 15-minute stair steps, which again, 15-minute demand zones, folks. That's all those are. And those are stair steps back to the upside. Missed this, but I thought, you know what? In my POC at this time, it was up here. It moved down. And I said, okay, guys, if we can get a close above this area in here, I will take calls. We got a close above. I took calls here, wrote it up. I was actually looking for VWAP. I kind of thought we'd be able to get VWAP. We struggled in this area. We came down. We broke the 9 to the downside. And at that point, I said, you know what? I know I have some thin volume down here, so I'm going to take myself out of the play. Missed everything for the rest of the day. At this point, it had been a really, really nice day at this point. That's kind of beside the point, but it was getting late in the day, folks. So at this point, there's an hour left in the day. You're thinking, you know what, power hour, maybe you can make a move. And it did. It ran and it ran and it ran. So everything that we gained, or almost everything we gained to the upside, we lost back to the downside, which is bad for calls, but it is really good for puts. If you can take one, we had an area right here, 513.81. So 513.81, and I was talking to the folks in the group because we still had people in calls in this area. So here is the why behind this area in here, folks. I said, okay, at 513.81. So I think it's 513.81. Is that right? Let's see, 512. Yeah, 513.81. I was looking at my 3-minute chart up here at 513.81. I said, folks, we have a double bottom on the 3-minute that if we breach this, combined with the fact that we have thin volume down here, and again, here's the volume profile to see just how thin the volume was. If you're still in calls, you're in very, very big danger. If you breach this again to the downside, and look what it did. It slammed back to the downside. And again, I know of some people that held on to those calls, and to their detriment, but it's just one of those things that we try to get better every day as a trader. But that's kind of how she played out today, folks. I want to make today a super long video, given the fact that it is the end of the day and it is the end of the week. And I've been on the mic for at least 35 hours this week, so I'm getting just a little bit fatigued. I am, however, feeling better than I felt yesterday, so that is absolutely positively a good thing. But that's how she played out today, folks. I mean, these plays today, oh my goodness. You couldn't have asked for a better day other than a short period in here, folks. Right in here. This is literally the only bad period of the day, and that was for what? So let's say this is 11:32 through, let's call it right in here. It's an hour. So an hour out of the trading day, folks, was not the best. Other than that, the plays were absolutely beautiful. The lines held up very well throughout the day as well, folks. And remember, the higher the time frame, the stronger the level. That's why I tend to use 30-minute zones and 15-minute zones. The 1 minute, I use the 1 minute a lot for entries, but there's an awful lot of noise on the 1 minute candles. That's kind of how she played out today, folks. It was a good day for an awful lot of people. I hope everybody had a great day today. Now, if you like our videos, please again consider giving us a like and a subscribe. Don't forget to turn on your notifications. That way, when we drop new content, again, which is just about every day and sometimes on the weekend, you can be notified. Also, leave us a comment. That is always appreciated. And share with your friends if you get the opportunity. So, if you are interested in live daily trading, so every single day from bell to bell, every day from bell to bell, head on over to our live trading Discord. It is called Trading Decoded. The link for that is down below. If you're interested in the 920 trading strategy, head on over to 920trading.com. And again, that link is directly below in the information. All the information is there, folks. You don't need to spend thousands of dollars on some crazy, super secret plan that is, quite frankly, it's available. You don't have to pay anything. The only thing you pay for it is a little bit of your time, folks. Also, feel free to sign up for my free weekly newsletter. It comes out every Saturday, so tomorrow's going to be a good topic as well. But that's how we did it today, folks. We appreciate you spending a little bit of your precious time. Remember, folks, time is the most precious commodity out there. They're not making any more. I mean, it just keeps going. But we're on a time clock, folks. We're on a time clock. So, again, thanks for spending a little bit of your precious time with us. I hope you have a great weekend, and we will see you in the markets.